How's it going, everyone? This is Daniel. In this video, we are going to be talking about a penny stock to watch right now. We're going to go over and look at the technicals, the fundamentals. We're also going to be hearing from the CEO. We're also going to go over some breaking news that came out for this company. We're going to be talking about it in detail. I'm also going to go over the inflation data that we got and what to expect for the overall stock market when it comes to interest rates and what kind of decision to expect in September. So we're going to be talking about all this important information in this video, so make sure you stay tuned. Now let's get right into it. So the company that we're going to be talking about is going to be Cemtrex Incorporated, ticker symbol CETX. As you can see, it's up 3.88% the last 5 days, and today it's also up 2.29%. So when you look at some of the important news that came out like an hour ago, we have Cemtrex Incorporated reports nearly 20% increase in revenues and positive operating income swing from Q3 2025 despite net losses. So this is their news that came out like an hour ago. So this is pretty massive for this company. They have released their financial results for the third quarter and the 9-month ending June 30, 2025. The company reported a notable increase in revenues, marking a nearly 20% growth compared to the previous year. Revenues for the 9-month reached approximately $58 million, up from $48.7 million in the same period last year. So that is pretty massive for the company. We're going to be looking at the fundamentals and also some of the technicals we need to be watching out for when you look at the technicals of the company. It had a pretty decent support. It had a gap down over here, but it had a support at 85 cents, and it has been recovering pretty good right now. There might be potentially get a gap fill that can happen, $1.60, because the news that just came out is pretty massive and pretty positive for it. So if we get a continuation for the next 2 days, we might potentially fill a gap right around over here. But when you look at the fundamentals of the company, also the share outstanding for the company is 3.22 million. Share of the float is 2.95 million shares. Insider ownership is 8.4% of those share outstanding, and we have institutional ownership sitting at 5.27%. So we have a pretty good news that came out when it comes to earnings for this company. So we might potentially some form of price action happening pretty soon tomorrow. So we'll see how the market's going to be reacting. But of course, right now we're going to be hearing from the CEO going over exactly what this company is all about. So as you can see, when you look at their website, we build experience-focused tech products that change the way we work, play, and live. So that is their motto. We're going to be hearing from the CEO going over exactly what their plan is, what this company is all about. And then I'm going to come back and then we're going to go over and look at exactly what to expect for the overall stock market, some of the important information that we got from inflation data that came out today. So let's check out this video first.
Pennystock is a diversified company. We operate two different businesses. One is a security technology business called Vicon Industries, and the other is an industrial services business called Advanced Industrial Services. So we operate these two businesses independently, and we believe that both businesses have great opportunity for growth, and that's really the diversified approach we take to the market. And we're really excited about the prospects for both of our companies. They both had strong years, and we think the next several years are going to be really great for both of them.
Yeah, tell me a bit about each of them. Just a brief description of both of them. The one about the security one is interesting because you deal in a lot of different areas and a lot of different sectors.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, happy to. So Vicon is a long-standing, a security camera and security solutions provider. We've been around since 1967. Cemtrex acquired them in 2018, and the business provides enterprise-grade security solutions from security cameras, the video management software itself, as well as things like access control and storage hardware, whether it's on-premise or in the cloud. So we provide comprehensive security solutions for a wide variety of industries, from courthouses, hospitals, airports, data centers, a lot of government buildings, schools, hospitals, and so forth. So wide-ranging, really in the enterprise space is where we play. And we have a lot of exciting technology. We just recently launched a new camera line that we believe has a ton of potential. So we're very excited about the prospects on Vicon. On the other side of our business is Advanced Industrial Services, which is a 40-year-old industrial services company providing industrial solutions to a wide variety of industries, from manufacturing companies to food and beverage to paper and packaging. And in these, so what AIS really does is we provide industrial services in the form of labor to do wiring, plumbing, piping, rigging, millwrighting. So we're really installing machinery, helping set up plants, doing plant expansions, supporting manufacturers and very different companies in their manufacturing plant, helping them maintain their plant, repair their plant, upgrade their plant, or install different kinds of machinery. We also have some fabrication capabilities, so we'll do carbon steel fabrication and stainless steel fabrication. We also, do different types of installation work on behalf of OEMs. So, if companies are selling, machinery to factories, they will recommend us to install that machinery for them in those various facilities.
Wow. It could be two more different companies that you've got under the umbrella, but they both seem to be doing very well and working because as I mentioned, your revenue numbers continue to be very strong. I believe it was a 13% increase in revenue in 2024.
That's right. That's right. So last year in fiscal 23, we did about 59 million in sales. In fiscal 24, we did about 66 million in sales. And so, really over the last several years, we've been growing our business. In fiscal year 21, we did about 43 million in revenue. Then, and so over the last several years, we've grown steadily every year, 10 to 20%. And that's really how the trajectory that we believe that we're on, as we can continue to drive this exciting growth going forward. So, our goal going forward is to continue to grow at that 10 to 20% range on average year over year. And that's really what we did in 24. And that's, how our outlook is for fiscal year 25 again.
Yeah. And so what should we look forward to in 2025? You mentioned obviously you have some new hardware that's out in the camera division. And so that'll be something we obviously keep an eye on.
That's right. So Vicon just recently launched a new camera line called Next, and it's truly a unique product in the market. It is, typical security cameras today take about 30 to 45 minutes to install just one camera in the market. This camera is a very unique patented design that allows you to install and set up the camera in under 5 minutes. So,
Wow.
the value to our customers is that they can reduce the time it takes to install equipment. And so we sell through resellers and integrators who install cameras every day. And so it allows them to be more competitive in the market when they're bidding on a job. If you have to install 2,000 cameras at a hospital, well, you can imagine how expensive it is if you're charging for 45 minutes per camera versus, under 5 minutes per camera, right? So we're empowering our resellers to go out and be more competitive. And I think that's going to drive more growth for us going forward. The camera also has unique AI capabilities, from things like gun detection that it's really important for safety these days, as well as other AI capabilities that are going to really enhance the user experience. So, we believe that that's going to continue to be a key factor in our growth as we look forward into this.
Sagar, great to meet you. Great to learn a bit more about what's going on within the company, and appreciate your time. And we look forward to continuing to follow your story. Okay.
So we had some really important inflation data that came out today. We have the PPI data that came out today, and unfortunately, it was not as expected. So as you can see over here, the PPI, which tracked the whole price inflation, increased by 0.9% month over month, above the estimate of 0.2%, and that signals the largest monthly rise since June 2024. So PPI jumped by 3.3%, above the estimate of 2.5%, and core PPI also came in above expectations. So this is not good, So we had the probability of maybe our interest rate cuts happening pretty soon, but unfortunately with this data, that is not the case. So that's why when you look at the overall stock market, we actually gapped it down today a little bit to the downside, but we recovered. At the end of the day, there are still some sectors, some stocks that went down today, but we have big companies, like Amazon, that helped support, and we have financial stocks that also participated in the overall stock market to potentially end positive. So overall, what to expect for the overall stock market, in spite of this news, now we don't know what to expect in September. We're still going to need more data to come out the next few weeks. That could maybe shift it a little bit, unemployment data and etc. But right now, it's still going to be uncertain what's going to happen in September when it comes to interest rates and that's going to be causing a lot of uncertainty in the near term. But overall, when you look at what to expect economic data coming out tomorrow, we have import, export, industrial, business inventories, and etc. These are going to be the important economic data coming out at 8:30 a.m. So be on the lookout for that. But that's going to be for this video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. But I catch you guys on another video. Have a wonderful day.